Hey everyone, this is Lisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Lisa Monique Beauty, where we cover all things beauty and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. So today is kind of my vlog day, and I'm going to talk about some upcoming Black Friday sales on my favorite products. I will talk about some of the eyeshadow palettes that I bought from Lisa Eldridge. She did have a new release, and I'll talk about what's going on with getting my house ready to sell. In fact, I'm going to start with that because my husband is not here right now, so I can talk a little bit about him. Okay, so I came back from Florida on Tuesday night, and today's Friday. So Wednesday 30 was just this mad rush to kind of get the house ready for professional photos, which are today, this afternoon. And so my home office was a mess, and it took me about half day to get everything cleaned up there, but literally I emptied every single cabinet out. Everything's boxed, ready for a move. Yeah, if I had to touch it to put it away, it went into a box or I threw it away. Everything is packed up. My home office looks very nice for photos, and if we sell the house, all I have to do is kind of pack up the computer and the stuff and the printers and the stuff that's on top of the furniture. Same with the bathrooms, went through, cleaned out under the cabinets, moved the stuff off the counter, did that in my closet. So I really spent the last 2 days cleaning up. Now the majority of junk is mine in the house. My little photography storage room, which is the formal dining room, but I kind of made it look a little neater, more like a photography studio. Plus I still have a lot of pictures and frames. I mean, I'm looking here, there's some here, there's some there, there's some there, there's some there, that, yeah, I just have really never found a place for. My husband, on the other hand, he got home Wednesday morning, and he spent the last 2 days puttering in the yard. We have a landscape guy come and trim back everything, but he definitely like hosed down the furniture and made it all look good, but like his office is a disaster. I mean, it looks almost like hoarder clutter on top of the furniture. Not in the corners or piled up, but on top of the desk and the dressers and everything like that. And so it is 9 a.m. on Friday. The realtor's coming at 1, photographer's coming at 2, and he just texted me that he went running into the gym this morning, and then he just texted me he's meeting his buddy for coffee. I mean, we've got to have everything put away in 3 hours. And that always, it's just the way he's always been. Always wait till the last minute. So if something big happened or something, I need him to help move something heavy, he'll be tied up doing the piddly stuff. And again, he did work on the yard, but he also did a lot of, not doing anything. And I bit my tongue. Ooh, the sun came out. Oh my goodness, it's so bright. I'm going to readjust. Okay, back again. Got natural sunlight, and it comes across this front window. So yeah, I have to remember to think about that, or just double check, because I'm not in my regular YouTube setup because everything is packed up in my YouTube room. And so my phone, I'll even show you here, kind of controls my camera, so it shows me what's being filmed, but instead of having it near my camera, it's way down low. So I have to kind of look down to make sure exposure and I'm still centered and all that stuff. Anyway, little bit of rambling here, but I spent all this time the last 2 days putting stuff away, packing it up, getting it ready. So we'll have to move, and he's going to give himself about 2 hours to do his area of the bathroom and his office and his dresser and, all that area. I did clean up the living room and everything, so he doesn't have as much junk as I do, but it is just kind of funny how things are different like that. So anyways, the photographer comes today. House goes on the market on Monday. We have 2 open houses this Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving. Things are moving fast for the sale of our house. I just hope it sells relatively fast. And then we have the big debate. So we're going to get an apartment in Phoenix. My husband is a pilot. He's still based out of Phoenix. We need like a crash pad in Phoenix because he flies nights, and if he gets home late at night, then he needs a place to stay, and we don't want to just be getting hotels. Plus, he loves Phoenix. All of his friends are here, so he's not ready to leave the Phoenix area yet. So we're going to get an apartment. So when we're looking around, you know, I have to think, is it something that's going to go in the apartment? Is it something that's going to go packed, boxed up for whenever I find a house, which could be next spring, maybe early summer. I'm not in any rush because I want to see after we sell our house if the prices, you know, continue to go down. We might want to wait a little bit, and I'll just spend most of my time in Florida or in an apartment here. So we need to split furniture. Like this couch here will go in the apartment, and then we have my couch that I just purchased for a family room, which will go to Tennessee. But we have that debate, and then do we just put stuff in a pod? Do we get a storage unit? Because you can put stuff in a pod, and they'll come pick up the pod and store it, and you do have access with 48 hours notice. Or we could just get a storage unit, but then you kind of have to move everything twice, right? You have to touch the furniture, move in the storage unit, and then you have to touch it again. It's just a big debate because obviously the pods and the pod storage is more expensive, but we could get a large pod and just keep it on our RV parking area and just kind of store stuff there. So it's not in some storage facility until we're ready. Or until the house sells. I don't know. There's just a lot to think about as far as what we're going to do with our stuff in the interim. Okay, Black Friday sales. Everyone's having Black Friday sale. A lot of the sales are the same sale prices that you find throughout the year, 30-40%. Dermatology is having one. I think you have to like log in or sign up for the email. It might start today sometime for early access to their Black Friday sale, which is for 2 days. City Beauty's having 40% off site-wide. Reffer's having 50% off site-wide. BK Beauty, they haven't announced theirs yet, but it's going to start next week. So those are all the brands, are small brands that I talk about all the time. City Beauty and Dermatology are my skincare that I use, and BK Beauty and Reffer are the beautiful makeup brushes that I use. They are smaller companies though, so they do sell out. I know it's disappointing. I talked about Reffer the first day of the 50% off sale, and somebody commented that the brushes that they wanted were already sold out, and that is very disappointing because you know, you might wait for these sales and still not be able to get them. But again, they are small companies. They don't have a lot of storage or a lot of money to make, you know, super large purchases. They base it off of what they sold before, and you know, hopefully have enough to get through the holidays. So if you are thinking of purchasing from one of these small companies, I always say do it in the beginning. Don't wait and see. Again, City Beauty's having their 40% off site-wide. They are having a buy one get one on my 2 favorite products, just on my 2 favorite products for Cyber Monday, and that will start next week. So if you know what my 2 favorite products are, if you've watched any of my videos, then you know, yeah, it'll be buy one, get one, and you can mix and match the 2. So that is an upcoming City Beauty Cyber Monday sale. A lot of these will also have Cyber Monday, but stock could be limited. So I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm gonna lean over. I ordered Lisa Eldridge. I love Lisa Eldridge. She's a UK makeup artist, and she just launched some eyeshadow palettes. I'm actually wearing her foundation in not anticipation, in honor of her having some new product lines. I do like her foundation a lot. It works really well with my skin. I heard some people say it was a little drying on there. I do moisturize my skin well right before I put it on, but it doesn't dry down, but it doesn't feel like sticky or tacky like foundation. It just feels like I moisturized my skin. It's very, very nice feeling. Okay, so I got 2 of her eyeshadow palettes. I haven't even opened them. This first one is called Myth. So very beautiful packaging. Lisa Eldridge really does gorgeous luxury makeup. Oh my gosh, this is the plum one. Can you see these colors? Wow. So this is Myth. I think these are $68. She doesn't have Black Friday sales. A lot of times these things sell out too, so I don't even know. They could be sold out. This one is Muse, which will be more neutral. Kind of in these pinky colors that I like. And then I did pick up another one of her lipsticks in Muse, which was my favorite color. My only disappointment was it broke really early on. So it was almost new when it broke, but not new enough that I could have returned it. And I kind of pushed it in one of those lip palettes where you can have 16 different shades, but I don't pull that out. I can't carry it with me. And because this was my favorite of her shades, I really wanted to be able to toss it in my purse. So let's see, I'm gonna put it on right now. See, very, very neutral shade. I have her Muse lip gloss too. I don't have it in front of me though. So I have the Maybelline Silk in 04, or what do they call this? Lifter gloss in Silk, which is 04, 004. Okay. Love that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the eyeshadows. So this one is the Myth. You can see the beautiful plummy colors. And this one is the Muse, which are more the neutral pinky colors. Yeah, they're both really gorgeous, very giftable palettes, and shipping is really fast. When I order from Lisa Eldridge, even though it's in the UK, it does ship fast. I think if you ordered 3 things, you get a free little makeup bag. So the lipstick and the 2 eyeshadow palettes go into my little Lisa Eldridge makeup bag. I also have been enjoying something drugstore. Okay, so if you've watched me a while, you know that I've said that in the drugstore I have a hard time finding a bronzer or contour shade that goes good with my skin tone. So it's cloudy outside and I'm doing natural light, and it goes from being too bright to too dark. But anyways, I did find this Makeup Revolution cream bronzer in the shade medium, and I've really been enjoying this bronzer. It doesn't last as long as some of my other cream bronzers. When I set it or things like that, it's not as pigmented, but for my day-to-day use, it's the one I'm using just like to film this video and when I'm running around or just going out to dinner or something like that. So I do really like this Makeup Revolution cream bronzer. That's it for makeup. I did go to a new dermatologist yesterday. If you saw my video last year, I think, after I'd gone to my dermatologist, it was why I don't wear sunscreen. And it was a clickbait title. It's I don't wear sunscreen inside. I always wear it outside. But my last dermatologist was really brisk when I tried to ask her questions. She just seemed really rushed. And anyway, my husband's like, you got to go to mine. And, he's been going to the same dermatologist for 10 years. So maybe even longer. So I went to her and I really, really, really liked her. She did burn off. She said I had beautiful skin. That, because it's so wonderfully pigmented, because of my type of skin, because I'm half Asian, that I can just walk outside a few minutes and my body produces, beautiful melanin, which is the protection. Not that I shouldn't be wearing sun protection. Says I need to be wearing sun protection outside. But she did burn off a couple of things. They were not, precancerous spots or anything. It was something I asked about. I had, and I'll try and find a video clip, I had just a little bump under my skin. I had one here, and I had like a couple on my forehead, and it was almost just like a bump of skin. It wasn't melia, it wasn't like, like a pimple kind of bump. It was just my skin was just getting bumpy. And she said those are swollen or clogged oil glands, and she just zapped all 3 of them. And so they should be scabbing up. One was right there. I had one here, one there. Yeah, that was it. She did re-prescribe my tretinoin, hydroquinone, kojic acid combination. She said that it's a great product, that I can use it. I can even use it when I was going outside, because I said I didn't really want to use the hydroquinone if I was going out in the sun in Florida or if I'm outside, because it kind of counteracts what it's doing. And she said, no, still use it at night. Just make sure you wash it off before you go out into the sun. And it's no problem. It'll still just help the melanin from overproducing on my face. So that I could still use it even though I'm getting sun exposure, and it kind of seems counterintuitive. I did also ask her about using sunscreen inside, and she said that if you're sitting with direct sunlight on you, that yes, but otherwise, and she even used her office as an example, where I was sitting with the indirect sunlight, you really didn't need to. She says she puts it on every morning before she leaves the house, so she has it on, but you don't need to be nervous about getting the UVA rays if you're not sitting next to the window. And it kind of reminded me, and I didn't say this on my last video, there was a picture of a truck driver, and they use that as an example of how much sun you get, because the trucker, the driver's side, his left side was extremely aged and his right side looked a lot younger. And so people have always said, like, see, you get a lot of direct sun, which you definitely do when the sun's hitting you through the windshield, or, you get hot. But, I kept thinking, I was like, well, the right side of his face is always getting indirect sun from the other window and from the windshield too. So I kind of think that photo, just like I know when you're driving through the passes through the mountain ranges in California, it'll say, truckers, turn off your AC so they don't overheat. So I kind of think that, a lot of times the truckers also have the windows down, so they're getting a lot more direct sunlight too, but the other side of your face is still getting supposed indirect sun just like you would inside. She did say the UVB rays do not go through glass. It's the UVA rays, which are the aging ones, but she really took the time to answer my questions. I also, she talked about sunscreen. She said I should be using at least 30, preferably 50 to 75. And it did not matter whether or not it was chemical or physical if you didn't have a sensitivity to it. She said that contrary to social media, those were just theories. They actually don't have any conclusive studies that people are using this sunscreen and chemical sunscreen, and that chemical sunscreen caused a cancer that would not have happened if they weren't using physical. You don't like physical sunscreen and are more likely to use a physical chemical combination, that's the one that you need to be using. I use both. I prefer my Dermatologist Universal Tinted Moisturizer, which is both. It's a chemical and a zinc oxide combination. But I also have some like True Botanicals, which is just all 18% zinc oxide. And then I also have the Dermatologist Physical Sunscreen, which is zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And I use them both. The last one takes the longest to blend in, but it is what I'm wearing today under my foundation. So all of them seem to work for me, but I just wanted to kind of give a follow-up because I did switch dermatologists. I love my new one. Oh, the other thing is I had this little skin tag that started developing about 5 years ago. Just that little skin tag, and it was, right above like my bathing suit line. And when I'd asked my last dermatologist about, can you burn it off? She's like, no, you have to cut it out and do all this stuff, and then you're gonna have a big scar, blah, blah, blah. And then I mentioned it to the dermatologist, and she's like, oh yeah. And she just zapped it off. So I have a little bandage right here. She's got it. Okay, I think that's it for today. I will keep you guys posted on everything that I'm doing. And I did just order a bunch of seeds. I've been working in my neighbor's garden in Florida. I'll continue to work more. when I get back in December, and she's letting me use it kind of as a community garden. So I have some ranunculus and tulips and daffodil bulbs in my refrigerator in Florida that I'm going to plant in pots, and also put some in her little garden plot that she's letting me play with. So eventually, when I get my own home, I'll be a little, I don't know, I'll know a little bit more about gardening and hopefully have a beautiful flower garden. Okay, so I hope everyone is looking forward to Thanksgiving, the holiday season for those in the US. I guess it's not Thanksgiving or a holiday if you are not in the US, but and then the upcoming Christmas season. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.